Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Quincy Lucas.
Back home again. I'm especially happy to be here in memory of my sister, Whitney, who I know is here with us today. Baltimore, you believed it was possible when the word change was mentioned. You rolled up your sleeves to help our country elect leaders who had a vision that inspired hope. Baltimore, you stood tall and firm. And history tells us that you have survived some of the toughest battles. We've declared our independence in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. We've united and proclaimed the history and that everybody is somebody in Wilmington, Delaware. And now many of you who thought you would never see this day have braved the cold and joined us as we embark on fulfilling the dream. Baltimore, I'm here to tell you that President-elect Barack Obama and Vice President-elect Joe Biden are ready and determined. Thanks for joining us today as we begin the journey to renew the promise that has been made to America. We have come together in unity and shared purpose on this journey to Washington, D.C. Charm City, you are living history.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Jill Biden, Vice President-elect Joseph Biden, Michelle Obama, and President-elect Barack Obama.
Baltimore! Thank you, Baltimore! To Quincy Lucas, thank you for the wonderful introduction. To Governor O'Malley, to Baltimore's own Speaker of the House and partner with the soon-to-be Obama administration, Nancy Pelosi, To members of the Maryland congressional delegation, to Maryland state and elected officials, to the best possible vice president-elect anybody could ever hope for, Joe Biden, and to his even more wonderful wife, Jill Biden, to the people of Maryland and the people of America, thank you. You know, we began this train trip in Philadelphia earlier today, and it is fitting that we did so, because it was there that our American journey began. It was there that a group of farmers and lawyers, merchants and soldiers gathered to declare their independence and lay claim to a destiny that they were being denied. It was a risky thing, meeting as they did in that summer of 1776. There was no guarantee that their fragile experiment would find success. More than once in those early years did the odds seem insurmountable. More than once did ordinary men, fishermen and laborers and craftsmen who called themselves an army face the prospects of defeat. And yet they were willing to put all they were and all they had on the line. Their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor for a set of ideals that continue to light the world. That we are all equal, that our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness come not from our laws, but from our Maker. And that a government of, by, and for the people can certainly endure. It was these ideals that led us to declare independence and craft our Constitution, producing documents that were imperfect, but with the blood, sweat, and tears of future generations had within them, like our nation itself, a capacity to be made more perfect. After a few decades after the framers met in Philadelphia, our new union faced its first true test. The White House was in flames, and the British were advancing on Baltimore. That's when the fate of our nation fell to the troops at Fort McHenry. There were a varied lot, these troops, sailors, militiamen, even a runaway slave. But on one long and rainy night, they beat back the greatest navy that the world has ever known. And when that night was over, they raised a flag in triumph, inspiring an onlooker to compose a poem that became the Star-Spangled Banner. We are here today not simply to pay tribute to those patriots who founded our nation in Philadelphia or defended it in Baltimore, but to take up the cause for which they gave so much. The trials we face are very different now, but they're severe in their own right. Only a handful of times in our history has a generation been confronted with challenges so vast. An economy that's faltering, 2 wars, one that needs to be ended responsibly, one that needs to be waged wisely. A planet that's warming, although you can't tell today, from our unsustainable dependence on oil. I love you back. And yet,